and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, a baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Un soldato a casa regresó y un niño enfermo se curó. No atrapaba en bosque de la lluvia. Un desamparado se salvó por causa de una buena acción y un área y puro. Aleluya, aleluya, aleluya,
I lift my voice to God above, who only shines eternal love. And life was hard before I really knew ya. You hear me cry out in the night. You turn my darkness into light, till every breath becomes a hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 cups of tea, but not like this one. 1,000 breaths we breathe, but not like this one. 1,000 suns will rise, but not like this one. 1,000 lullabies, but not like this one. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back to the first time. 1,000 1,000 passing smiles. Come on, sing it. But not like this one. 1,000 starlit skies. But not like this one. 1,000 words to choose. But not like this one. 1,000 I love yous. But not like this one. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the first time. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the first time. With a brand new pair of eyes, so that we may finally see. Yeah. 1,000 cups of tea, 1,000 gifts received, 1,000 fields of green, 1,000 farewells will grieve. And 1,000 lives conceived. Come on, sing it. But not like this one. 1,000 hands will hold. But not like this one. 1,000 stories told. But not like this one. 1,000 beauties to behold. But not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. And 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. Put your hand up on your heart with us right now. 1,000 hearts you'll know, but not like this one. So let's go back, let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the first time.
My calendar was filled with dates for months and months ahead. Now they've all disappeared. I'm locked down at home instead. I can't plan any further than the day I woke up to. Welcome to our new world, strange but true. I've been on the road so many years, especially summertime. Now my stage is a couch in my living room and my venue's online. I don't know when I'll leave my house again or if I want to. Welcome to our new world, strange but true. Welcome to our new world. Is this really what it's come down to? I hope it's not how my story ends. I have a lot of living left to do. I never thought I'd see days like this, uncertain, filled with doubt. We don't dine inside restaurants anymore, we just do carry out. I wear a mask everywhere I go, it's a lovely pink and blue. Welcome to our new world, strange but true. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. to a new world. Is this really what it's come down to? I hope it's not how my story ends. I have a lot of living left to do. Movie theaters are shut down, drive-ins are big once more. You can have a band on the stage, but no dancers on the dance floor. I'm confused about what's normal when this is all through. Welcome to our new world, strange but true. Welcome to our new world, strange but true.
It had no peace till I found God was a missing part of me. Till I found God, there was nothing else to see. Till I found
just a mess till I found God. I didn't know no happiness
am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe there are many paths to one divinity. If you would like to learn more about our multi-faith endeavor or support the pod financially, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and there's a button in the middle of the page you can push to make a donation. And more announcements will be made after the message, so stick around. We are currently exploring the topic of judgment. Last week we had Shaman Jerry Nettesheim, and her musical guest was Neil McNaughton. It was a really good service. Next week we will begin our series on humility with Native American Will Davis, and his musical guest will be Donna Frost. Today we are having a very special service from Shaman Shannon Plummer and her husband Bob Sima, and that's going to be on Judgment to end up our Judgment series. So here we go.
Hello everyone in the pod, my name is Bob Sima.
And I'm Shannon Plummer, and this morning we are going to do what we call a message in music, which is where I build a message around 3 of Bob's songs. Today's message is called God Preserved, and Bob's going to kick us off with a song.
I won't lie, I love to cry. I got a raging river inside, but my mind doesn't know when to let my heart go, and my soul won't let me hide. I'm a dreamer, I'm kind of lazy, but I call my crazy crazy. I'm a wreck, I'm a holy, holy mess, but I'm sacredly awake. And I'm not here because it's home. I'm not lost and I know I'm not alone. Cause I see it in your eyes and I see it in the stars and I see it everywhere. That the same thing that pains me, well it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Are we insignificant somethings? Are we hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of a one thing? And we rise and we fall, and we run and we walk and we crawl. Well, we might not have it all together, but together we have it all. And I see you in me, and me in you. And the lines get crossed and blurry and I worry and I get so confused. Cause we hurt from our hurt, and we fear from our worst, and we love from the love that we won't drink of. It's an endless, bottomless thirst, and I have found that it matters that the past has passed. And if you dare to let it go, and you stare down the ghost, well, the ghost stops staring back. And the same thing that pains me, well, it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Are we insignificant somethings? Are we hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of a one thing? And we rise and we fall, and we run and we walk and we crawl. Well, we might not have it all together, but together we have it all. And when you see me, you can know me. I'm a little bit of her and him, I'm a little bit of me and you. There are no strangers, we're in danger of missing out on this truth that by many names and many languages, many faiths. Stop seeking you, and be still, and you know that's true. If you don't believe it, there's a man by the river with a bucket of water to sell to you. And the same thing that pains me, well, it pains you. What if we are everything and we're nothing? Are we insignificant somethings? Are we hardly innocent, purely magnificent pieces of one thing?
All right, so before I get into the message, I just want to comment and preface the message a little bit. The title, as I mentioned, is called God Preserved. And many people have chosen to use a different energy, a different word to replace the word God. And I simply want to acknowledge that whatever word, whatever description, whatever energy your God of your understanding is, I tend to call it the all that is. Whatever that is to you, please bring that into the space as you are listening to this. I welcome it and encourage that so that you can really connect to the deeper meaning of what the message is about. Victor Hugo is famed for publishing the longest novel ever written in 1862, also claimed by many to be one of the greatest novels ever written. Whether in book, film, television, stage, or musical form, many of us know the title, even if we're not familiar with the work. Les Miserables follows the story of life on the run and the dynamics of interrelated relationships created along the way. The main character of the book is a man previously imprisoned who seeks to redeem the value of his own life. The man and eventually his adopted daughter live incognito, their houses hidden in the overgrown gardens of Paris. This scenario is so important to the story that Hugo spends an entire chapter describing the gardens and the interdependent relationship between humans and the natural world. The most poignant line of the chapter, and I would say probably the entire book, reads, "Where the telescope ends, the microscope begins. Which of the two has the grander view?" Before we answer that question, we need to back up just a little bit. The basic truth is that the main character, Jean Valjean, was imprisoned for 5 years, initially for stealing, then received an additional 14 years after attempting multiple escaping, and evading police trying to retrieve him along the way. Looking through Victor Hugo's microscope, we would more often than not say that stealing is not acceptable, and the punishment was potentially appropriate for the action. That the disrespect Jean showed to the victim of his crime and the rebellious nature causing clear defiance of his consequences for committing that crime are enough to devalue his life. This is the way that the antagonist of the story, straight-laced police inspector Javert, perceived this poor wretched man and his behaviors. To Javert, Jean Valjean was insignificant and deserved to be locked away from the rest of society. But there's more to the story. Let's go a little deeper. Jean Valjean was imprisoned for breaking a window and stealing a loaf of bread from the local baker. He needed this bread to feed his sister and her 7 children who he cared and provided for after she was widowed. After Jean lost his seasonal tree pruning job when winter arrived, he was in dire straits during a time of great illness and economic suffering in France, when much of the population was in complete and absolute survival mode, often stealing items much more valuable and irreplaceable than a loaf of bread. Looking through Victor Hugo's telescope, one might change their opinion about the crime and punishment previously discussed. This is why the audience falls in love with the beloved Jean Valjean after witnessing him transcend his past wrongs as he recognizes and activates the love and compassion that he carries within himself to always assist the underdog and the less respected castaways of society as he rights his wrongs along the way. To many characters in Les Mis, Jean Valjean was something wonderful that they had never experienced before, which gave them hope and a newfound sense of support. The moral dilemma of the story is that both views are correct. Where the telescope ends, the microscope begins. Which of the two has the grander view? Insignificant somethings. We get to choose. We get to decide if we see insignificance or if we see something. And rest assured, there will be an opposite viewpoint from whatever we choose, regardless of how true and obvious our choice is to us, or how committed we are to see the insignificance or the something of it at any given moment. We are all insignificant. We are all something. So if we can fully accept that we are all just a bunch of insignificant somethings wandering around a world that is full of insignificant somethings, spinning in a galaxy that is an insignificant something, would we be better able to integrate the views from the microscope and from the telescope into a composite that is more accepting of the preserved God nature of it all? God is preserved in every particle and every atom and every fleck of matter and non-matter we acknowledge. With that introduction into the message, I want to invite you into a meditation. And as you find yourself sitting, standing, laying down, I invite you to find a comfortable position, a position that works perfect and right for you. As you shuffle, as you sink into your space, I invite you to give permission to your breath to enliven your body, enliven this beautiful vessel that carries us around this beautiful, beautiful earth. Receive an inhale and receive the nourishment of the presence of that God preserved. And as you exhale, I invite you to move any energy that needs to move to a different place in your body or move out of your body. Allow your breath to be the tool to bring you into that space closer and closer and closer to God preserved. As you move that breath, find a pattern that works beautifully and perfect for you in this moment. And allow that breath to take you on a little journey. I invite you to connect to a moment in your life where you felt insignificant. Allow yourself to feel the feels of that. What story is playing, is programmed in your consciousness about that moment, about that feeling of insignificance? And as you connect with that feeling, I invite you to step backwards from that space and observe everybody who played a role in that situation. No judgments. Personalities aside, you're simply taking inventory. And as you have that inventory, I'm going to ask this question. Do you know what they brought to the situation? Do you know what they were carrying within themselves? Do you know any burdens, any struggles, any challenges that they brought to the situation? And can you recognize that that might have influenced, that might have impacted their behavior? If you aren't currently aware of those struggles or any challenges, can you, in your heart, recognize that there is the potential and possibility that there could be something that influenced the behavior that was brought into a situation where you were led to feel insignificant? Another question for your heart. Were you honest with yourself in that moment? Were you aware of any struggle, any challenge, anything that you brought to the situation to impact and influence the dynamics that would possibly lead to your feeling of insignificance? Again, no judgment. We're simply observing, we're simply gathering data, we're simply trying to understand ourselves. And with that in mind, I will ask another question. Were you honest with the other players of the situation? Were you able to recognize something within yourself, or maybe observe something within themselves, and have a conversation, have a real life questioning, a real life come to God moment? Where you could sit down and try to understand what happened with yourself, with the other person, the dynamics that were created, how they came to be. Were you and have you been able to be honest with somebody else playing the role in that situation? The reality is we never, ever, ever know if somebody else understands what's going on inside us. Finding our way from insignificance to something is a road of understanding. It's a road of awareness. It's a road of having hard conversations. It's a road of having those hard conversations with ourselves. And as you become aware that dynamics are simply dynamics, the truth of the being, the truth of your being that played the roles in any situation is more important. That is the something. That is the something that allows us to connect with each other. That is when we feel God preserved.
When no one is looking, I swallow deserts and clouds, and I chew on mountains, 'cause I know they are sweet bones. No one is looking, I sip from the cool summer sky, and I savor the blue, and it colors my eyes. When no one is looking, I wanna kiss sky. When no one is looking, I wanna kiss sky. So I lift up my own head to my mouth. No one is looking. I call forth the thunder and the rain, and I lasso the sunshine, and it warms blood in my veins. No one is looking. Yeah, I talk with the flowers and the trees, and I tell them my secrets, and they listen to me. When no one is looking at me, what is looking through me can't see, and I feel everything, everything it feels me when I'm all alone in my own sweet home. I can hear the silence calling me home. No one is looking. I blow off the dust from the Milky Way, and I polish off the stars, and the dust on my fingers is my own. No one is looking. Yeah, I paint smiles on faces with frowns, and I swipe a little lift from a joyful child. She's holding my hand. No one is looking. I breathe in with you, and I feel sweet relief, and I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs. Yeah, I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs.
And with that, I'm going to invite you to allow your breath to cleanse whatever needs cleansed from your system. Receive an inhale and ask that inhale to be sent to those parts of you that are holding on any imprint of the situation that you thought of, any feeling of insignificance. And ask the exhale to push those feelings, to transmute those experiences. Move the energy of those imprints where they need to be within your body to find resolution, or where they need to exit your body to let them go. And as you receive a few more breaths, allow that inhale and exhale to keep that system, that process moving through you. And as you are ready, I invite you to allow your breath to bring you back into the space that you are in. God is preserved in every particle and every atom and every fleck of matter and non-matter we acknowledge. So what happens when we start to seek and understand that which is not seekable and not understandable? Alan Watts said it best in the Tao of Philosophy. He said this: as you develop more and more powerful microscopic instruments, the universe becomes smaller and smaller in order to escape the investigation. In just the same way, when the telescopes become more and more powerful, the galaxies have to recede in order to get away from the telescopes. Because what is happening in all these investigations is, through us and through our eyes and senses, the universe is looking at itself. When you try to turn around and see your own head, what happens? It runs away. You will never get at it. You cannot touch the tip of your finger with the tip of your finger. This is the principle. Shankara explained this principle beautifully in his commentary on the Kena Upanishad, where he says, that which is the knower, the ground of all knowledge, is never itself an object of knowledge, just as the fire does not burn itself. Repeating, that which is the knower, the ground of all knowledge, is never itself an object of knowledge. To me, then, that begs the question, are we ever supposed to be able to figure out why or how anything happens here on this human plane? If every bit of us is God preserved, we are the knower. So in the preserved parts and pieces of God that make up the form and formless, how can we seek or understand that which is already known unto itself? We laugh at a dog chasing its own tail, but we are the dog laughing at our own selves for running around in circles trying to meet something that we already know. Watts goes on to quote Van Dilio. The mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. I'm going to say that again. The mystery of life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Bob sang this in his own words. I hold the mystery closer than I hold my beliefs. When we resolve ourselves and everything that is of this natural world to being the actual answer to the mystery of life, the mystery of evolution, the mystery of enlightenment, the mystery of faith, of God, of the universe, all we can do is sit back and experience this current reality as God preserved. Insignificant somethings as God preserved. I hope that brings with it an appetite or a calling to live the mystery in communion with everything else, living the same mystery with humility that will remove judgment, stop the blame, reward the ancestors, support the future generations, and keep this familiar dream of love alive in humanity. The dream of love as God preserved.
There's a calling from the future, an echo of an ancient past, to all the peaceful warriors, to hear this call that lasts, to keep your head up and lift your heart to the sky. We're standing on the edge of the darkest day from which we can't retreat. So rise for the ones who came before and dig in both your feet and keep your head up and lift your heart to the sky. And keep your head up and lift your heart to the sky. Be humble.
So we just want to say thank you again to the pod for having us. Yes. Awesome talk, Shannon.
Thank you.
Hope you guys got a lot out of that. I'm sure you did. We just want to also share that we are actually in the middle of a big, huge project called New Levels, New Devils. It's the name of my 10th album. And then there's a book coming out from Shannon called New Devils, New Levels. So we have a whole campaign, a fundraiser to get this out to the world. And this is where you come in. We would love it if you could jump onto this website below and take a look at what we have to offer. You can get a copy of the album, the book. You can jump in and be supportive of this project. And we're just so grateful to the pod and for all the people that are involved in it.
Yes.
And just so grateful. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for listening.
Many thanks to Shannon and Bob. Great service. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. And as always, we appreciate the efforts of our amazing tech team. If you have needs in this realm, go to the address below, PL Theatrical, and they will be able to help you out. Special announcement. On April 4th, which is a Thursday night, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., we are having a live gathering at the Unity of Melbourne in Melbourne, Florida. It's in celebration of our 5 years anniversary of being multi-faith community. So this is a big deal. It's going to be very informal. Just probably sit in a circle and people have a chance to catch up with each other and chit chat a little bit. We're going to have snacks. So join us if you can. We would appreciate it if you would RSVP to newwaypod@gmail.com so that we know how much food to get. And everybody's invited. You can come. You can bring somebody with you. Just let us know about how many people are coming. So April 4th, coming right up. So, past services are available on the People of Diversity Facebook group or their Facebook page, or also on our YouTube channel, People of Diversity YouTube channel. After the morning service on Sundays, we do a live Zoom deep dive. It's a chance to sit around and chit-chat for a few minutes about the message, and the link to that is in the event and also at the bottom of the page of the screen. And on Sunday evenings, we do a second live broadcast on Facebook Live at 5:45 p.m. on Sunday evenings. So if you missed it in the morning or you want to send somebody back to watch, whatever, we watch. A lot of times we watch it a second time. It's really good to do. So you can get notifications about services by joining the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, or the YouTube channel, and you will get a little notification ding when the services are getting ready to start. That helps as a reminder. Our country this week that we are blessing is Russia. So we want to hold the people of Russia in our hearts and send them love and good energy. They need it. So let's say these words together. May peace prevail in Russia. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you. Next week, Grandfather Will Davis and Donna Frost on humility. That should be really interesting. Again, if you'd like to learn more about the pod or make a donation, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org. And we are so grateful for everybody that does that, for all of our speakers, for all of our musicians, for our tech team, all the ripples that the pod is creating. We are so grateful. Thank you. Last thing, bring to your mind's eye any one person, place, thing, situation that needs extra love, and we're going to put them in the middle of our energetic healing circle. Take a deep breath, send your energy out into the circle, and we're going to listen to this last song. And don't forget to get a little of that energy on yourself too. There's a lot of love going around out there, so get some. All right, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of